All right, I refreshed the connection. Do you have video now? Did that work? Man, they need to get it together over there. All right, well, you didn't miss anything. We had just a couple of bump ups. Nothing really taken off yet. I don't know what it is, but it's gotten really buggy on these streams for the last 2 months. I don't know what's wrong with that. I haven't changed anything over here. It's like rinse and repeat every morning, but sometimes we just can't get it going. It must be on their end. We are bumping up a little bit up on ESPR. It did move up to the top of the list. It's another cheaper stock. That doesn't look good. These are sellers. Keep in mind the top wick is sellers driving the price back down. We want wicks on the bottom, not the top. If you're new here and you're wondering what this indicator is, this is actually volume. It's not moving average lines. The green line are the buyers or the positive volume moving up. The red line are the sellers or the sellers volume moving up. Down here is low volume. Up here is higher volume. I'll be walking you through these through the trading session to let you know how they work. Might have a pullback here. Looks more like a sell-off. So I'm going to mark resistance right here. When this red candle closes, I'll mark the support level. And the support level will always be your entry. But this one's selling off. It's not going to work for us this morning. The buyers already gave up on it. You can see the volume lines down here. The sellers are way up here. The buyers are dropping off. So we watch the very end of these lines. This is what's telling us the story. The buyers are either going to tip upwards or downwards, and the same thing with the sellers. We don't use the volume bars. We use this label and these volume lines. And good morning to everyone on YouTube and Discord. And thank you for joining us this morning as we wait on the next stock to take off. I'm watching the SPY as well on another screen. It's not moving at all. We have XBP here, the $12 stock. We did miss a small pullback right here. So if we break 1266, which we did, well, we didn't break it till this candle closes. But if it pulls back and retests 1266, which it just did, we may get a run up to a higher number. If it pulls back down to support, they're just going to sell it off. We zoom in a little bit here so we can watch it closer. We did pull back down to support and broke through it. I can see the sellers. You see this volume line is increasing, so we're going from low volume to higher selling volume. Now we made a quick reversal. You can see the buyers came in. The angle of this line shot up, and then the sellers said, oh, no, you don't. So we'll see where it goes. Got a struggle at the 1266 line. Volume is quite low. If you look right here at the current bar volume, there's not enough for us to get in and get out safely. This is the last bar volume, which is also very low. We want to see this number rapidly increasing. It's not a certain number. It's that we have great volume coming in. So high volume flow is what we're looking for, not a number. And we don't have that high volume flow here. The danger of getting in something like this with low volume is you may not can get out. You got to have a buyer for everything you're selling. I'll type in at CCCC. It's been moving for a few days. So the pullback was here, a very short pullback. So now what we needed to do is to reverse and come back down and retest 568 for the next bounce up. These are sellers right here, keep in mind. It's slow volume flow, but they may come in. You never know. I don't like these tall wicks at the top, keeping it down. Good job, Broke Joe. Any profit is good profit. Keep that in mind. At least you didn't lose. You did go up a little. It did sell off. JV, I'm not currently shorting, but you can play these in reverse as well. You're going to short, you'll be watching the red line overtake the green one. And you'll play it in reverse. You'll break through the support level and retest support for the way back down. You come here each morning and watch over and over and over, you seem to pick up on these indicators really quick. There's nothing I need to prove to you here. Just show up and watch what these indicators do. They'll prove themselves to you. Waiting for some volume spikes to occur. I'm watching both of them. Here's XBP trying to launch again. Nice money in this stock. I just don't know with this low volume to trust it or not. Somebody could drop a big load and it's back down to zero. Only wished it had great volume flow. We could probably drive it up to 16 or 18, but it doesn't have the volume to really be a safe entry. Good job, back road bound. JV, it's not a certain number. We want to see this volume bar ticking away. We like high volume flow. If you got into this stock for 500 shares when we only have 100 shares bought, how are you going to get out of it? That's the question. So if you got a big red candle here, you're kind of stuck. Nice money to be made if you want to take your chance. I think I'm going to stay clear of it. I don't like the volume on it. I'd get in with 1,000 shares, but I may not can get out of 1,000 shares. There's not enough there. Does look promising. The sellers are dropping off while the buyers are coming in. We've seen them creep up like this before, and then other people find it and they start buying it. The volume gets a little higher, and it's such a slow crawl. You can make money on it if it doesn't pull back. Now the volume seems to be ticking up a little bit higher. We went from 13,000 on the last volume bar to 18,000 on this current one. So this one had less volume than this one. So it is steadily increasing, but slowly. Watching these lines down here, these are sellers coming in, sellers coming in. They're only taking profit. They're not selling it off. That's a good sign. Still rising, good money to be made on this stock. If you want to chase it, you can. Don't let me hold you back. Steadily going up. Nice profits made here. Just at its low volume. I'm not always correct on these things. I am as far as the volume, but sometimes my decision to not get in causes me to lose a little bit of money, but I just saw too low of a volume to be comfortable with it. So if you're going to do a pullback, we're setting up for the pullback here. You would get in on the support level after this red candle closes. Your entry is always on the next green candle after the red. Let's see if we get a pullback here. I need this candle to close to mark the support level. but they may not let it come down. It may just continue to go back up since it's so short of a red candle. They're just taking profit. You can see the last candle had 16,000 shares traded. It did close on that candle, but we got another red candle, so I'm going to wait on this one as well. Looks like they're going to bail on it. Now we need this candle to close, and if it bounces, it'll bounce from the support level up to the resistance level. I don't know how it's going to respond with this lower volume, though. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and sell out on it. So if you took your chances, congratulations if you made a few dollars off of it. All right, this candle closed. Let's see if we get a bounce here back up to 1634. I kind of doubt it with low volume, but we probably will get the bounce here. I just don't know how high. So this support level here would be your entry for the next run up. Volume seems to be dropping way off again. Now we're back down to 11,000 shares on the previous candle. Good job, Trump. Good job, David. Wasn't the perfect play. Congratulations on those of you who did chance it on the low volume. Good job, Mr. Rodriguez. We'll keep an eye on it. Nothing else is moving currently. We'll keep an eye on it, see if the volume comes back into it. For some reason, a lot of buyers did not come into this stock. I guess if it was up to 21 earlier and it sold off down to 10, maybe that was a warning not to get back in. Volume has disappeared. FRGT, smaller stock, down to 60 cents. Steadily moving up. I'll wait on a pullback. This was not a pullback. This was just a pause. I don't play these cheaper stocks, but I will mark out the levels for you. This is what you call good volume flow. If you look down here, these numbers are steadily rising. They did exceed the last candle. So you can see the volume coming in. You can see the volume here in these indicator lines. The buyers are outnumbering the sellers. The sellers are dropping downwards. The buyers are going upwards. They get a pullback here. May just be a small red candle before the next run up. So these are profit takers. They're not selling it off. They're gradually pulling some profit out of it. $320,000 shares on this little green candle here. We're going to exceed that on this candle, it looks like. That would be resistance. This would be support. We should bounce up from here. If it drops below, the selling is not over. So if you see a green candle coming in, give it a few seconds before you decide to enter. Make sure it's going to bounce up. Watch the green line at the bottom. You need it to turn upwards. We did bounce back up to resistance. We're probably going to break through. There's a green spike arrow on that candle. It's definitely struggling to get back up there. And it's falling off, so if you're in it for a little bit of money, you may want to watch this line. If it starts dropping in price, I would take what little bit you got out of it. Martina, this is version 4. You can use version 6 as well. We did break through. Now we're going up for the next run. So the pullback worked beautifully. There we go. Running right on up. So these pullbacks work 80 to 90% of the time. You have to come here every morning to prove that. Look at it go. Only a few pennies. That's why I don't play them. I like to have bigger profits when I throw my money at it. I don't know what's going on y'all's end, but mine it seems to be working fine. Maybe it's Schwab again. Couple mornings I did have to reset, get out of ThinkorSwim and get back in. Maybe that's what you need to do and catch a different server on your sign in. It's holding the price level here at 67 cents. It could go up even higher. Watching the volume pick up on this stock. Almost a 500,000 shares on that last red candle. Probably going to come down and retest 62 cents for the next bounce up if the buyers stay interested in it. Coming back down for the retest, I believe. So I'll go ahead and put a resistance level up here. I'm always marking the high of the body of the candle and the low of the red candle. Trading pennies, there's always that guess when you're looking at it this way. You have to more or less trust the pullbacks. If you feel it's going up, it's always good to take your chance because these pullbacks barely fail. You have an 80 or 90% success rate, then the odds are in your favor. So I can't really tell you, hey, wait till the green candle gets this tall. But I can tell you about the support level that it's going to bounce off of. You still have some brain work to do. I can't take it all out of trading. So you just have to take your chances, learn, continue to watch, continue to see the success rate. Now we're down there testing 62 cents again. Looks like they're going to continue selling it off. You can see the buyer line coming up. Looks like this one's probably done. XBP bouncing off of support. Still can't find the volume. We are getting some spike arrows under low volume. If it's your first time trading pre-market, you can see how calm things are. You're not fighting the volatility of everybody at the regular session, driving it down, trying to short it. You don't get that in pre-market. You get these slow, steady rises. Usually when we find a runner, there's hardly anybody here to pull them back down. Trading is a lot easier in pre-market. I like to be done trading by 8:30 or by the time market opens. Catch up King, I'm watching for this number to increase. If it just pops up and it doesn't move, it could just be a single purchase. So this is also keying me off on this current bar volume. If this is not rising, neither is this. So you want to see it continually growing on the volume spike. Good morning to everyone that's just popping in. Good job, Scott. Sometimes that late in the day pays off for you. XBP did get a spike arrow here. I'll do the walkthrough in just a few minutes. Want to get a little bit past 6:30 in case somebody does release news at the half hour. That does happen sometimes in pre-market. I'll get to talking and there they go. They take off and I don't see them. Howard, there is a delay on YouTube. That's why I don't like people trading off of my screen. Get set up on your computer. Do the trading off of yours. We always run 2 to 3, 5 to 7 seconds delayed. All right, it looks like we're pretty calm here. So I am Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. I've been doing that for about 15 years, and I've coded my own scripts. The biggest breakthrough for me was this volume spike indicator, being able to spot stocks the second they start moving. That allowed me to cancel my paid for $800 a year streaming service and rely strictly on the volume spike indicator each day that I trade. Once we see a spike take off here and it starts moving up the ladder, we also go right here and look at the volume to make sure we have enough volume to get in and out safely. If we do, we plan our trades accordingly. This column over here is the momentum indicator. It's looking 30 minutes back for any stock that's moving. Once it starts moving, it gets a low score. The more it starts moving in pre-market, the higher the score becomes. Once we see this number really kicking away, we look over here, make sure we have the current bar volume going. And we watch for a crossover. This is our pullback strategy set up. This is the 5 EMA and the 13 EMA. We watch for this crossover and the spike arrows to kick in. We also watch this label up here. It's not showing currently, but it says bullish and bearish, and it lets us know if the current candle is bullish or bearish. Down here we have our volume label instead of the volume bars. This is the current bars volume, the previous bars volume, and the pre-market volume. I also have this buyers and sellers indicator here to let you know if there's more buyers or sellers in the overall volume. I broke this indicator down because we couldn't remember how many times there were more buyers or sellers over a time period. So I moved it down to here and made a line indicator out of the volume. These are the buyers and these are the sellers. You can see the buyers are dropping off and you can see the history back here. But we watch the end of these candles. We want the green one to turn up and the red one to either go flat or turn down. That's a good indication of a safe entry. And that's how this system works. We watch for volume spikes. We look here and we see the list that the momentum indicator is tracking. We wait for the crossover, the spike arrows. We like to see a green label up here, a green label down here, and this green line moving up. You can do this quickly. Once you come here each morning, you kind of get used to it. It's not a lot to look at because you'll just notice green, green, crossover, arrows. Yes, I'm either in or out. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. Make sure you get set up on your own computer. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I just posted the link down there in the chat. Watch the YouTube videos as this indicator system started growing. It's been growing for about 7 months now. I fine-tuned them so well that it's almost hard to mess up, but you still can mess up. You have to really watch what you're doing. This is trading and nothing is predictable, but I do increase the odds of your winners. Watch the YouTube videos, comment on the YouTube videos, let YouTube know I'm doing a good job over here. It helps us keep the ratings up and keep this free service running. And we'd like to keep it that way forever, but I need your support to watch the videos, like the videos, and comment on the videos. In the description of each video is a link to our Discord, and I'll put it down here in the chat. Join our Discord, and you'll join almost 3,000 other investors trading throughout the day, helping each other. We are a community of helpers. Everybody pitches in, everybody helps. You may not even get me in support. I have some really good members that are also helping me with support, and I thank them very much. Over in Discord, you'll find these files in current setup. If you need help installing these files, watch the how-to videos. I've made some pretty good videos to help you get them installed and get them working. If you still have trouble, visit our support department. Leave a question there. Do not direct message me with your support questions. I'm so busy that I might not get to you in time. Post them in support. Don't post them all over the Discord channels. That's another issue I've been having. I've been having to chase down your questions. Please post all install and issues in support so we don't have to chase them, or you may not get a response. So over in Discord, you find these in current setup. There's steps 1 through 5. Get them all loaded. Also visit our trading floor where we have Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stock picks all day long. You may want to join them, watch the stock picks that they post. They do some really good ones. You may want to post a few of your own. I do that sometimes. I go sit with them and trade. Also visit our options traders channel. We have Bobby over there. He's really good at options. If you're interested in options, reach out to him. He surely will help you. He also holds a live stream when he can, when there's enough participants. He also holds a full-time job. So these live streams are later in the day. I'm going to start recording them. So his next session will be recorded for replay for those of you who cannot attend his live streams. So what I'm doing here is I'm reaching out to all of the struggling investors. While everybody was losing money, I was still making money, and I decided to start giving everything away. Once I did that, all of the investors came in, and you can see the people making money in the chat area. And these were some really slow picks this morning, but they still made some money. So we're strictly on donations. If I've done you some good and you feel like you want to pay it forward, join our Patreon channel and make a donation to help us keep the ball rolling down the road. If you want to make a one-time donation, you can do that in Super Chat. Down there by your chat box where you type in, you hit the little square with the $sign, then click on the Super Chat next and name your price. Any little bit helps us keep the ball going. Appreciate you joining us this morning as we wait, sip our coffee for the next one to take off. Okay, I'm done. Close the doors. Just kidding. That's a mouthful, though, and it seems to be getting longer every day. You are welcome, Kim. Howard, I don't know how I can be ahead of you. You must be behind me. I'm going to blame it back on you. You're behind me. I'm at the right time. I've never heard that before. I've always been delayed, and you're telling me I'm ahead. Well, if I'm ahead of you, use it as an advantage. You already know what the stock is doing before you get in, right? It's kind of like calling Australia to see who won the football game before it plays here in the U.S. because they're a day ahead. Doesn't work that way. It does, Howard. It's right with it. 6:43. So we're in the quiet part of pre-market. The next time we get a chance to play a stock is going to be 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Eastern, and whatever your time zone is. Usually news comes out at the top of the hour, but in pre-market we have had it come out at the half hour. So hopefully 7 o'clock we'll get a couple more stocks moving up. And maybe they'll have some volume where we can safely make a huge profit and get out. All right, MNMD. I'll put it on my list. Make sure you track these stocks on a personal watch list, the ones that are moving in pre-market, because you want to watch them at market open. So the movers in pre-market are good stocks to watch at market open. So make a personal watch list, even if you wrote it on paper. Make note of these morning movers. Howard, I've been working on that swing indicator for, I know, 5 or 6 months. It's hard to program a swing indicator because what do you consider a swing is the biggest question on that indicator. You don't really want to play a dip as a swing because it's not a true swing. So it took me a long time to figure it out, and I finally nailed it in the last 2 weeks. And I've been testing it, and it will launch on Sunday around 1 p.m. Central Time. If you haven't hit the like button on this stream, that helps keep our ratings up there. It helps more people find us, and the more people we have doing this and the more people we have watching the same stock, the price goes higher. Keep that thought in mind. Bring people on board. That's the whole thing. The more people buying the same stock, the higher the price goes. This is pre-market, very little volume. We create the volume when we get our numbers high enough. I think yesterday we had 357 people at one point. That's what I can recall seeing. It's getting bigger every day. I remember when there was 10, then 15, then 20. And I was wondering if it was even worth it. And now look at us. Over 4,000 people on YouTube. Almost 3,000 on Discord. Trump, I hope so. I really want to help the people. That's me. I'm a people person. Driven by the Lord, He wants me to help. I'm helping. I'm doing my job. I'm following my instructions. And I know this is a bad economy. And I know there were traders struggling. And I want to help. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Super. It's because of you we are successful. Remember what I just said. Because of you, we are successful. JV, thank you, brother or sister. Are you male or female? I don't know by screen names. I'm going to assume you are male. All right, now I know how to address you properly. I probably won't remember tomorrow, though. There's so many of you. How am I going to remember? Thank you, Dwayne. I was talking to the wife last night. When we finally get to meet each other, I do plan on doing that soon. Not immediately. I'm kind of letting the funding come up on donations. Once we get high enough and we can support that meeting with all of us, I won't know who's who. I'm going to be calling you by your screen name. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Wayne, for your donation. Greatly appreciate you, brother, and God bless. Well, Joel, you're the one I'll get right then. So I know it's early, and if no one's told you they loved you today, I do. You're all my brothers and sisters. We're all blessed by the man upstairs. JV, if you get ThinkorSwim, I'll put you into the money like you never seen before. I've been doing this long enough. I know what I'm doing. If you don't believe me, hang around for these pre-market sessions. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm being led by someone who tells me the truth. And I'm spreading the truth. MDV just posted in support, and when I get done with this session, I'll probably take a 15 or 20-minute break, and I'll head over to supports if I can help you out. Chris, I start at 6 a.m. Central Time. I'm in Texas, Southeast Texas, in a little town called Kemah. Watching the numbers. Never lose focus of this column. It only takes a few seconds for a stock to take off. So while we're off topic, always remember you should be staring at these numbers. Thank you, Barry, for your donation. It's always appreciated. God bless you. And that's funny, James. Or I could be from Houston. I don't like that town either. No, don't torture me like that. Yeah, Pasadena's awful. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Barry. I live in a beautiful little city. It's called Kima. We have a boardwalk on the water. I live near the sailboats. I'm only about 5 minutes from that boardwalk. I'm near all of the local restaurants. You couldn't ask for a better city to live in. Will, I have 4 27-inch monitors running plus a laptop monitor. So I trade on another screen. I don't actually click the button on the live stream. It's on another screen. Thank you, George, for your donation. Very much appreciated. God bless you. Warlock, you should look me up the next time you're in the area. I love meeting people. And that goes for any of you. If you're in my area, just let me know. Thank you for that interpretation, John. I did not know that. Thank you, Buster. Watching the numbers, they're starting to move in the all stock scan. Well, they faded away. About 4 minutes to 7 o'clock. Hopefully, we're going to get some news posted. We can all make a little bit more money. FRGT, another cheaper stock, making a few pennies here. We saw it earlier this morning. It's just making another run up. We started back here. We were triggered back here when it took off. That's what's good about this system. We don't have to go looking. Everything comes to us. These are sellers. You got to understand these candles. The top wick, they're driving the price down. A lower wick, the buyers are driving it back up. Would that be 8 o'clock Central or 8 o'clock Eastern? Because it would be 7 o'clock my time. All right, thank you. Take a look at it real quick. JV, everything is over on Discord. I don't keep any files on YouTube because when I tried doing that, they would disappear for some reason. And as many videos as I have, it was too much work for me to keep up with what was missing and what was still there. So I moved all of the files over to Discord where they're permanently planted and I don't have to keep going back and re-putting them in place. So once you join our Discord, which is also free, you can head over to current setup where all these files are located. We also have the how-to videos if you have issues on installing anything in ThinkorSwim. We know most of the answers. It's kind of hard to not get it going. All right, we've got about 45 seconds. Let's watch MD. Let's see if it resumes, gaps down, goes back into another halt, whatever it's going to do. Hopefully it does resume at 7 and it doesn't get locked up in a halt for hours. I've seen them do that as well. Thank you, Michael, for that information, too, that heads up. It always helps everybody. Thank you, Nora. You're making it happen, too. It did resume. Watching it pull back. I have nothing to base my support and resistance on, so you have to be careful here. Watch these labels. Watch this indicator here. It's going to help you out on getting an entry. We need these lines to reverse. Looks like they're really taking profit. It's going to probably bounce is what I'm going to predict because it gapped up on everyone that already owned it. And they're taking that higher profit, but it could bounce right back up. Kind of hard to call a bottom here. You don't know when they're going to quit unless you're watching this indicator. Volume spike arrow on this candle. The selling could be over. I'm watching this volume bar too. You got to keep an eye here. Here and on the lines. More sellers coming in. It's not looking good. It almost looks like we're going back to zero or ground level. Watching the green line at the bottom. I don't know when to tell you when to get in. This is coming out of a halt. These are hard to predict. This one's going to be on you, not on me. I can't set support and resistance when we don't have past history. Still pulling back. I'm not going to chance it unless that green line takes off. It doesn't necessarily have to cross the red one, but we need a sharp upward turn is what we're looking for. We want the buyers to step up and overtake the sellers. The entry would be somewhere in here. Robert, they will halt them if the news is overwhelming and the stock jumps too high. Usually just a news halt in pre-market. But if one just starts moving and we start buying, there won't be a halt if there's no big news. All right, we may be turning around here. I'm seeing a little upward turn in the green line. I'm seeing the seller's red line starting to go flat. The green line turning upwards. I'm watching the volume bar also right here. I want to see this volume really take off. Looking really promising. Look at the green line. Uh-oh, went flat. This is a high risk play. Use good judgment if you're going to do this. It looks like the volume's dying off on this stock. Doesn't mean it's over. We could have a pullback right here, but it's hard to tell. It's a small one if it is. Thank you, Mike. Let's not call them the Holy Grail, though, because they're not. You still have work to do. They definitely do. They do all the work for us. We just have the simple question of when to get in. That's all we have left to do. Not seeing any spikes going on in the watch lists over here. I'm watching them as well while that one's sitting there doing nothing. Let me check this FRGT. It's kind of channeling sideways, not really doing much of nothing. Here's the MNMD stock right here. If it's going to move, you'll see it here without watching the chart. If the buyers really step up, it'll get a bullish spike right here. So just keep an eye on it on your computer or mine while we look at other stocks. Mike, that's exactly the correct answer. It's all about volume and price action. It's not about what some indicator did in the past history. We're not hoping the price repeats itself. We're watching it develop right before our eyes as it's happening to make our decision. I don't care what happened back here. I can't get in back here. I can only get in right here. So we wait for those triggers to fire and do what we need to do. Good morning, Trader 22. So I do have some testers also using, I think there's 5 testers using the swing indicator. And I have a surprise for them. There are 2 versions of it. Some of them have one version, some of them have the other version. I'm waiting on their reports to see which one is the better one, but neither person knows which one they have. And they're probably shocked to hear me say that this morning. But that's okay. That's how you test. So we only have about half the likes. Somebody's not clicking the like button. Help me keep the ratings up. You see what I can do, and I'm doing this for you. I already know what I'm doing. What I did was I put my brain in an indicator. That was the most difficult thing I'd ever tried to do because there's not much in my brain. A lot of trading knowledge. So everything you see up here is what I was thinking when I was trading without these indicators. M and MD still stuck down there at the bottom. That's what's good about this system. We didn't have to check it. Because there's nothing else happening, I clicked on it. But because it doesn't have a bullish spike, we don't have to keep going back to it to look. Let's take a look at Mara. It moved well yesterday. And I totally missed it, I guess because I was doing programming and coding. Let me back out of this one a little bit. Let's look at a 15-minute chart on Mara. This is one to keep in your watch list, okay? Never take it out of your watch list. Watch for it to pull back. And you may pick up $1 to $2 to $3. I think yesterday we went from 15 all the way up to 17.25. There's $2.25 on Mara. And it would have been an easy hold if you had these charts running. Luke, watch my screen. I'm going to walk you through something here. It should be working for your pre-market. I don't think I have anything to show you, so disregard that last statement. This one is preset. It should be working the moment you load it. And it does work in pre-market. You can see mine's working. It's just that they're not trading right now on this stock. But they're trading this one, FGRT, making some bump ups. I'm going to clear these lines. They were from previous trades. So FRGT slowly creeping up. It's a cheaper stock. I will not be buying it. You can if you want. You can see the volume lines steadily have a great angle. The sellers are below it. So keep in mind, the sellers are chasing the buyers. So they're taking profits on the way up. That's why you get these stars. I call them crosses. There's a blessing. There's a blessing. So MNMD, nothing's moving. I'll go ahead and switch it over to MNMD. Let's see where we are here. So it's laying down here on the bottom like it should. Only one arrow back here for the slight run up. I sure am, ain't I? Let's go here. There we go. So that's what the swing indicator is saying. So just before it took off, it threw you some green arrows. It also threw you a red one because it was undecided. Let's take a look at another one that was moving and see what it did. There's a good example of what it can do for you. When you get into these consolidation periods, any indicator is going to put up and down arrows because it doesn't know which direction the stock's going to head. And when the line turns back green again, you know which direction it's going to head. Here's the stock blue. It picked up on that last candle. So you wait for it to turn green and throw an arrow. That's when you would consider an entry. Personally, I would probably wait 1 or 2 candles after it turns green for that confirmation before I throw money at it. So next week, we'll be running this indicator in pre-market. We'll give it some test runs. Let's go back to V4 for now. I went 15 minutes earlier to look at Mara so I could show you the day's performance yesterday, and I forgot to put it back. We're on 1 minute again, waiting on volume spikes. We did not get anything at 7 o'clock. We talked right on through it. Nothing happened. I do not know yet. I'm waiting on everybody's confirmation on the swing trader indicator. I already know from previous comments which one's going to dominate the other one. But we have one more trading day to go. They'll be testing it today and tomorrow. Let me look over at Discord, see if anything changed on my end. I don't think it did. But it could have. What happened on Discord? Not seeing any changes on my end on Discord. I'm also not seeing any video on Discord. What's up with that? Man, we went through this yesterday. Do y'all still have video on Discord? Type in the chat box on Discord if you have video. All right, I'm going to have to reboot Discord. Be patient with me. I'm going to see. We went through this yesterday. I don't know what the problem is. It's not even letting me kill the Discord stream. So something is definitely wrong in Discord. I want to try the options stage and then go back to the main stage and see if I can get it to work. So don't be jumping around yet. Option stage, confirm, start the page, pre-market. So everybody on the main stage, switch over to the options stage. Should be working over there. Still a little buggy on the Discord side since we upgraded to the stage performance for 300 viewers. I'll have to look into it and see what the issue is. Contact Discord. That's twice this week we lost video or sound. Watching the volume spike numbers as I go through these headaches of Discord shutting down. That one's not promising. FRGT slowly climbing still. It's a rough ride if you're a day trader for FRGT. All right, I'm back on YouTube now. It's kind of like I had to go fill the gap on Discord. Good job, Michael. Scott, yes, they do. They're very powerful scans. I do have numerous scans over on Discord. The problem is we've got so many good ones that you need multiple monitors to follow all of them. So I'm sorry for writing so many good scans that you need multiple monitors, but I guess it's for the better. JV, I'll post a link down here for you in the chat window. This is going to be my Discord channel. Don, you got that right. If I'm paying for it, it needs to work. Me and the wife was adding up what I put into this so far because I bought a laptop, monitors, all kind of stuff, got Discord going, paid for some of the upgrades on Discord, paid for programming. I've done all kind of stuff. I'm up to about $13,000 just to keep this going right now. I've also had to upgrade the internet connection to fiber so that I'd have a higher upload speed. So donations are critical. I'm still in recovery mode. And the Lord's blessing me. It's coming back slowly but surely. FRGT steadily climbing. It gets slight pullbacks and rises up a little bit more. Brian, you can donate one time in the chat or multiple times in chat if you just want to do small donations. Or I have a monthly subscription that you can choose your price level. I believe it starts at $4.99. So you donate what you can afford on Patreon, or you can just donate in the chat if you prefer to just do one-time donations every now and then. And that $4.99 is $4.99, not $499. Yeah, there's a Patreon link over on Discord. You can donate up to $30 a month. I think that's the highest price on Patreon. If you're successful, you'll make that decision wisely, I'm sure. I'm not counting on that. So here's my goal. My goal is to keep this going for free, rely strictly on donations. I'm going to hold the live streams every morning. Bob's going to hold the options streams when he can. Once the donations get high enough, I plan on paying these instructors as much as it allows on donations for their efforts. I would like to bring 5 or 6 teachers on board. They must be professionals at what they're doing, and I'd like to see a live stream every day of the week. And I know it's time consuming, but I think once donations come up, it'll be worth their while to hold these live streams. I'm paying it back to you, so look at it that way. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on, Joel, is at least that break-even point. Once I recover what I've spent, then I'm sharing the money. Look at FRGT Go. Every time I say I'm not going to buy this penny stock, that should be an entry point for y'all. Because every time I don't get in, they bottle rocket. Every time I say I'm going to take a break, start buying. They're going to go up while I'm gone. Some of you are going to get ads on this live stream. Watch the ads for me. They're not very long. That also help us earn money. So in about 40 seconds, some of you will get ads. They just gave me a warning on YouTube that ads will kick in soon. Forever, you have to, when you subscribe to Discord, just ask Bob. His screen name is It's Me Bob. Just get with him and he'll let you know when the live stream is. Joel, it's over where it says welcome at the top, near the top. So if on the list on the left, if you scroll up near the top and start scrolling down, you'll see Patreon. The problem with Discord is they don't let me use capital letters or nothing, so you really got to focus on what you're looking at down the list, but it says Patreon. Good job, Sleek Designer. See, we get to talking and I lose focus. That's the importance of you having this on your computer. And you can put me in the background and concentrate on trading and quit listening to me while we miss trades. This may be another one fixing to move. That's a lot of sellers on that candle, though. Not very much volume. Probably going to get a pullback here for the next run up. Need this red candle to close. buyers could step in and drive it up from this point. These short red candles, that means the buyers are trying to keep it up. That would be a nice closing point right there for the support level, for the bounce back up to $1.96. There's the close. Now let's see if we bounce up from $1.89 to $1.96. It seems to be headed that way. Thank you, Trader22, for your donation. Greatly appreciated. God bless you. And MDV, God bless you. Still trying to get up to $1.96. This is how accurate these pullbacks are. They may not make it all the way sometimes, but it's a good entry point for you to learn. So don't run from red candles when you have the trend going upwards. Wait for the pullbacks and get back in, or get in for your first time on the pullback. It's kind of late in the run on this one because it's been running up all morning. So when do you stop using the pullbacks? That's a question I can't answer. We're almost there. So this is the play that happens 80 to 90% of the time, success rate. So even if you got out here, you're in the profit. Good job, Broke Joe. So a nice, easy play, not a bunch of sellers to drive you out of the profit. You had plenty of time to get out up here if you were into this for the pullback play. We did hit that 196. It just bumped it. Right there. It worked beautifully. And we broke through. So how's that for a pullback on a cheaper stock? Still going. So that's twice this morning. We marked out a pullback. Both of them worked. We did have one failure. Still going. Now we're selling. Let me show you while it's selling off. I'm going to show you, wrong dot. I'm going to show you what that swing indicator is doing. Tell me that's not a beautiful thing. It nailed that first green candle after the pullback. It kept you in through the pullback. So that's what you got coming on Sunday. Those white arrows are part of it. But never forget about V4 or V6. Those two indicators really help a lot. Back to the multiple monitor thing, have the swing trader running on one, V4 on the other one. And I think I need 34 monitors or something like that. I have so many things over here you don't have. But they're older. I'm focusing on the new stuff, which is working really good. So do yourself a favor. This is how I like to see you upgrade. I want you to earn your upgrade. If you're earning your upgrade, then you can buy those multiple monitors. If you're not earning your upgrade, don't spend more money till you're profitable. Hyper, that's why we run these two scans. Sometimes they'll show up, not in pre-market, but they'll show up down here. Most of the time, they're up here in pre-market. But there is a difference. This is not a pre-market scan. This one's looking at the entire market. It does not have the pre-market code in it. And the SPR is still going. This one does have the pre-market code in it. So we monitored the all stocks. This one has no filters, only the price. This one has filters. So we're covering all areas of pre-market right here. JB, that's why you subscribe to YouTube. When I put out a new YouTube video, if you're a subscriber, you are notified. Hyper, all you have to do is go to TOS Scans on Discord and load the all stock scan. Big sell-off on ESPR. The SPY is actually up and moving higher. Big spike on the SPY. This is why I don't like the cheaper stocks. You never know when this is going to happen. It's too easy to knock them all the way back down to zero. Someone can build their position up to 10, 20, 30,000 shares and then drop them on you. Where if it's a higher price stock, they don't usually buy that many shares to drop on you. But these cheaper stocks, that's what happens. Especially in the 10 cent, 15 cent, 20 cent. I don't even waste my money on those. Yeah, you got to watch these big spenders. I mean, they're in this pre-market just like you are. They know where the money is. And currently, all the money seems to be in pre-market for the last 3 or 4 months. Every now and then we get these stocks that are like just blow your mind. We had one go from $3.75 to $60, from $4 to $14, from $7 to $26. When that happens, we're all making monthly bills. Thank you, Janelle, for your donation. God bless you. We're at that 357 viewers that we had yesterday. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. If you missed part of this live stream, they're all recorded. They're all on YouTube under the live tab. You can always come back and watch these. And I hope you do, because then you'll see the importance of being here every morning at 6 a.m. You can most likely be done with your trading before the market opens. That's the goal here. That's how I like to trade. I don't want to fight the battle where there's millions of people moving a stock. I want to hit them hard in pre-market, make my money, and I'm done, and go do something with the wife or the kids or go fishing or whatever the case may be. Be done with it. Good job, Nora. Thank you, OT, for your donation. Greatly appreciate you, and God bless. Nora, doesn't it feel good to not have to worry about market open? I actually hate trading after the market opens. It's like a guessing game. Can I get this bounce or that bounce? Are they going to sell off? Or are they going to keep going? It's a little tougher after market open. So MNMD never did recover from after that gap up. STTK was a play yesterday and the day before. CCCC just channeling sideways. So FRGT should be one that you have wrote down. Or in your personal watch list. It's one to watch at market open. Thank you, JV, for your donation. Greatly appreciate you helping us keep it going. And God bless you. Elias, good job getting in there early and hanging on to it. I'm not a buy and hold guy. I like high volume, get in, get out in less than a minute or two. I love scalping. That's my job. I perfected it on my side. It's now you can perfect it on your side with these indicators. JV, this is my training. I'm here every morning to do it live in front of you. I prefer doing it live. If you want to review past training courses, go visit the live streams over on YouTube. They're all recorded. There's no sense in me taking you one-on-one when I could do it in front of everybody live. There's the swing trade. We got in here. You held on. You stayed in. This was probably an indication to add to your position for the run up. And I would be, if it were me, I'd be out right here somewhere. It's a beautiful indicator. We're in the quiet zone. As we come up on 8 o'clock, if you haven't been here before, I take a 10-minute break at 8 o'clock, and every stock in the market will go up while I'm gone. When I come back, they'll all drop. So be aware of that. Keep your eye on your screen when I leave. And I take about a 10 or 15-minute break. When I come back at 8:25, we set up for market open. Watching the volume spikes. They're not moving. This is where you want to stay focused, right here in this column. This is what's going to make you money. It's going to get you in the soonest. Our list is getting really short. This tells you that there's not very many stocks been moving over the last 30 minutes. This one down here, it's looking for the last 50 minutes. Thank you, David, for your contribution to keep us going. God bless you. Joel, it's over on the left. And let's see if I can find it. It is under information as the category. So you're going to have server stats first. Maybe you don't see server stats. I have the different platform over here. So then there's welcome, then there's notice board, then there's information, and Patreon is the first link under information. It has a heart symbol to the left of it. You can tell the 50-minute because it always has a longer list in the momentum. Once you get both of them loaded, it'll be obvious to you. Thank you, Ramology. Cheaper penny stock CNXA making a move. Down in the 30-cent range. Not high volume. This is where you look next, right? You click here. The next eyeballs go to here. And we look for a crossover. And we look for spike arrows. Very low volume. It seems to be picking up a little bit. I don't like this down here. These are buyers and sellers. They do have a battle going on. Not a good one to buy, I wouldn't say. FRGT making another move. It's still going. Scotty, it comes with the indicators. I programmed everything you need in those indicators. James, this is not Discord. It's two different platforms. This one is YouTube. This one is Discord. I just posted you a link. Join the Discord, accept the disclaimer so it'll turn your membership on for free. And all the channels will be on your left. There's only one color, red candle. Could be your screen. Sometimes the green ones look yellow to me. Of course, I have vision issues. I'm in the same boat with you, Andy. I only have one eye left. So 385 in the stream. Can I get some likes, please, on this video stream? That also pays me a little bit of money. It might buy me coffee for tomorrow, but it's still very important that you like the stream. Let's keep our ratings up, keep this going. Scott, sell them when you're into the money. Don't worry about how much you're making. Just keep your profits coming in, no matter what the amount is. Don't try to get all of it. You will never get all of it. Don't try to call the bottoms or the tops. Get your piece in the middle. Just buy enough shares to make it worth your investment and get in and get out as soon as you can. Don't worry about waiting on a red candle to get out. Get yours in the middle, lock it in. It's guaranteed money. Thank you, JV. And yes, he has. So I know there's some paid subscriptions out there that really hate me. And I didn't do this to create any enemies. I'm doing this because I want to show them that it is possible that if you give, you can receive without charging an arm and a leg for your services. Maybe we can get them all to open up and become a brother and sister and be a giver and not just a taker. We actually have 294 likes. We're still 100 below the attendance. We're now at 394. Let's see if we can break 400. Maybe we will. FRGT still going up, guys and gals, or gentlemen and ladies. Thank you, George. That's what everybody says when they come here. Say they get a lot more here than what they paid for. A lot of traders aren't going to give you their secrets. They're going to keep you interested enough to keep collecting. And I don't want to diss them with that statement, but that's a true thing. If they're into it just to make money, they're going to keep you interested long enough that you keep making those payments. You're welcome, Flo. You're welcome, Piper. Thank you, Sleek Designer. Just know that I love you guys and I'm going to take care of you. If we're all profitable, we're all happy. I'm still happy when I lose because I know I'll soon be profitable again. I don't get every one of them right. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm playing them here right along with you. Sometimes when I lose, I'll tell you. Back road, if you don't mind, did you chase a green candle? Or did it just not work out for you? Be truthful. Yep, that'll happen. Low volume will get you. Thank you for being honest. Gotta have buyers and sellers. That number's really got to be flowing. Not pausing for a few. Look at the volume. This is what you want to see. You want to see those numbers really kicking. If you watch the volume on these two lines, that'll help you. You can see this line turn up. That's an indication to get out. The sellers are coming in. You see both of these lines start trickling down. The volume is dying off. You'll pick up on all of this. Just show up in the mornings. You know, if you watch me do this over and over and over, it becomes a natural thing for you. Go for it. That's usually the case. It's called a hook. I don't know if you've heard that word before. Keep them hooked. George, it could be. It's been running up since early this morning. But every time we say it's probably too late to get in, they gain another dollar. You can't predict the market. See this indicator down here, this volume, these buyers? It's telling you what's happening in the volume. Volume and price action. That's what we have here. How many buyers are in the volume? How many sellers are in the volume? These is important data. Thank you, Michael, for watching out. Michael, how long have you been here? How many days, weeks, months? Three weeks, and Michael's already calling out stocks. Michael's already making money in stocks. Good morning, RA. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Vaughn. Go to nice green candle. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Buster. Looks like you posted it before, Michael. I give you both credit. Good morning, JGF. Looking at Wheeler up here with a high percentage number, but it's not moving. Must have been a single purchase. Good morning, Dippy. Scott, I have not, but that's exactly what it's doing. It's looking for unusual volume in the market. It's not a pre-market scan, but it does work somewhat. It's feeding off of this list here. Good morning, ZZ. And Stonks. Back road, are you talking about the swing indicator? FRGT ripping? I don't see a rip. It's been ripping all morning, though, so you are correct in your statement. It's been a choppy ride, but it's continually going up. So go to, let's see what go to looks like in or on the swing. How's that? Does that work for you? Line turns green. Two entry arrows. Nothing that I have repaints. Everything's live data. The only time you'll see an arrow appear and disappear is if it's within the same candle. And that candle would have to go from green to red for it to switch arrows. Brian, they are not part of ThinkorSwim. I'm a coder. I've written all of these scripts. Thank you, Andy. If RGT's still going. I see another one moving here. CNXA. Another penny stock. It's been a penny stock morning, really cheaper stocks. I'm more interested in $5 and up. Hopefully I'll get one soon. Yeah, I always go past my break. So I'll take it here, 5 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, I have returned. So we're probably in that dead zone. About 5 more minutes, we'll set up for market open. Mark, we're processing so much data. If you bring the scan total to too many stocks, you'll get an expression error. But you really don't have to worry about setting that number much higher than 50 or 100 in your, because even if something that's stock number 9,000, if it starts moving, they come up to the top of the list. It's not that you're limiting yourself to 50 or 100 stocks. You're only displaying on your screen that many. So you're not cutting off the rest of the list when you set that display amount. So you should have FRGT, MARA, GOTO in your watch list. We're going to change over the scans here. I'm going to put the high flyer scan down here at the bottom. I'm going to put the 50-minute scan up here at the top. So now we have a longer list. We're looking back 50 minutes. If you don't know what my high flyer scan is, the moving averages are stacked. And if you don't know what that means, it means powerful stocks, okay? So these are moving averages. When I say they're stacked, they're in the proper order. The 5 is above the 13 is above the 21, the 21 is above the 34, etc. And the price is always above the 5. And that would be the stocks you find in this list. So they don't have a lot of volume at times, but they're steadily climbing because the moving averages are in the correct order and the price is above the 5. You may see small red candles on these lists here. So your entries would be on the smaller red candles after market opens. You're not going to get a huge pullback out of them because of the way that the moving averages are stacked. So they're going to look like this right here. So you may catch a small red candle like this before it continues to go up. So your entry is going to be on them small red candles. You see, I changed scans, and FRGT and GoTo is at the top of the list, even though I went to a 50-minute scan. So that tells you that these two may be the top performers at open. Good job, Vaughn. Thank you, Broke Joe. So we broke the 400 barrier. That's a good thing. And thank you, Hamrick, for your kind comment. So at market open, we're going to be watching these top 2 or 3, maybe 4. These are going to be the strongest stocks, providing the SPY doesn't drop down at open, and it looks like that's what it's going to do. Once about 4, 5, 6 minutes after market open, these scans here are also going to take off. I also have a gap and run scan. And that gap and run scan, sometimes we run it at market open. And what the gap and run scan is that the stock opened up higher than it closed yesterday. That's always a good indication as well. I'm kind of going to leave it here on the unusual volume, because there's so many scans. I would need so many monitors to monitor all of them, and then I'd have so many I probably couldn't keep track of all of them anyway. So I switch around on some mornings and display the other ones. Make sure your chart is on day and not EXT. You have to trade on EXT at pre-market. Switch it over to day for market open. Thank you, Vin. Glad to have you on board with us. Need to create a little bit more space over here on these dominator lines. I like to get a clear view of what happens, and if you squish them down too tight, you can't really tell how much they're moving. About a minute and a half to go. Be careful on your trading. Don't chase green candles. If I see any pullbacks, I'm going to post them. I'll be working them on the screen right in front of you. If I quit talking, I may be in a trade. Best to set up on your own computer. Don't try to trade off of my screen. Trade on yours. Keep it safe. About a minute to go. So we're going to be watching top levels, these top 3 or 4, and these top 1 or 2. Ten seconds to go. Just don't be anxious. Don't just jump in because you see something going up. That's where you lose your money. Good luck watching these top columns. Very volatile at the moment. You don't know which one to get in. Very unpredictable. FRGT making a bump up. That does not mean it's going to continue. The sellers could be right behind it, or the shorters. It actually looks like it did halt. So we're halted on FRGT. Too many buyers, and they stopped it. Run is making a move up. $17 stock. This is a good price range. We'll wait on a pullback. Very strong. It's up into almost 40% on the numbers. Only if you're a pro, you would be chasing this candle. I'm not that good. I don't like taking losses. I'm going to wait on a pullback for the next run up. FRGT is halted. Keep that thought in mind. Nice volume on this stock. This is the good volume flow I'm talking about. There will be profit takers here, no doubt in my mind. They will start knocking this stock down. They're going to take their profits, I assure you. I can't watch them all, so use your computer, monitor what you see that you like. Still going up on run. Still trickling up. So if you bought the green candle, you got lucky on this one, you're probably in the profit. Could be the pullback right here. They're all going to panic and get out and take profits. It should be a minor pullback. I'd like to see it pull back about where you see my mouse. If there's more buyers than sellers, we won't get a pullback. We're going up for more. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that is good. A good resistance level. So it's now struggling right there. Pulling back. Needs to pull back where my mouse line is. There we go. Now I need that candle to close. Went right down to my mouse line. Needed to stay down there. If not, it's going to run up more. Waiting on this next candle since it's red. So your entry is going to be somewhere in here. Back down to my mouse line. Looks like they're going to hold it up according to the volume lines in the dominator. Need this candle to close. All right, that candle closed. Let's see where we go. If we go down, we're going to continue selling off. So we are holding support here. We may get the run up. I'll zoom in a little tighter. We are below support. We still could get a bounce up at this level. I'm not giving up on it yet. I'll set that one, remove the other one. We're going to get a bounce. I feel it coming. I think the volume lines are looking good. I'd like to see the green one turn up. So it's not an entry. It's going to sell off, it looks like. The SPY is coming down. That may be keeping it down. Let's switch over to here. HRYU, cheaper stock, $1.46. It already had to pull back and run up. We're late on that one. FRGT, it resumed but halted down. CCCC. This was yesterday's play. We could be getting a pullback here. This is why I hate market open. They're unpredictable. You're jumping all over the place trying to find one. A true pullback on this stock would be right here. Usually 50% of the prior candle, but this prior candle was a short one, so I'm relying on this one here. You will learn these things as you continue to come here. You can see the spike down was down to that level right there. I would rather have seen the red body down here, but it's strong buyers. You can see that indicated here. So it's probably going to bump up. Right now it's running into resistance at 542. I do expect it to go up, though. That's my anticipation. And there it goes. So this would have been a hard play. We did not get a strong pullback on it. Even though it's working, I would have rather seen the body of that candle close here. But since we had strong buyers, it did not allow it to continue to hold down here. There's the nice gap up. So on something that's cheap, it's wise to, after you see this big green candle, to just get out and leave whatever's coming next. It doesn't matter if you have enough shares involved. You're scalping, you're not buying and holding. So dominator rules. This is what I was following to call this bump up on the pullback. You see the sellers are laying flat over here. The buyers are still in. Now we're turning up a little on the sellers. It's probably going to pull back. We're going to leave that one alone. Let's check out another one. This one needs to break this level right here. It's running into resistance. If it breaks through, it needs to turn around and come back and retest 270 for the next run up. So I don't buy if it breaks this candle. I wait for a return back down to retest. We don't force a play. We wait on the strategy to set up. So it's been about 10 minutes after open. Let's check some of these high flyers and see what they're doing. There's a pullback there. Cheaper stock. The SPY is kind of just channeling. It's not going up or down. Volume is dying off finally. That was the morning rush. The true gainers should be left over after these volume spikes start dying down. CCCC still going. Lines are looking good, volume lines. We got buyers and we got bullish. Still feel like we're chasing green candles. I'm not comfortable chasing them. Still going on CCCC. Moving averages are in the correct order. The price is above the 5. Probably going to get a short red candle before the continuation of another green one because it's down here in high flyers. There was the short red candle. There's the next run up. There's a volume spike. Volume spike is that arrow. I'm watching the lines down here. If this seller line turns up, it's not going to be a play, and it is slowly turning up. Back road, be careful holding them if it didn't work out. That's where you lose even more. That one's not going to go. The SPY made a bounce up. Has not broken its morning high. Volume is dying away. CCCC is attempting to break through resistance again. That's the way to test it, back road. See the buyers laying flat over here on CCCC. Nice volume flow. We need to break this level. This is the range on CCCC from 564 to 594. Good job, Warlock. Thank you for the comment. You'll see me pass up some trades because I'm a safe player. I protect my money. I'm only going to go for the best one that is setting up. It meets the strategy. It went up. It pulls back where I needed to pull back, then starts running up. That's the plays I'm waiting on. That's what this is programmed for. You should have seen the bump up here on CCC as it broke through 594. So I should have gotten in down here, and I didn't. When I got these short red candles, like I said, that's your entry point. And in this list, they're always short red candles. And it's the first one in the list. Good job, Warlock. Getting some tall wicks on the top. These are sellers driving the price down. You got to pick your poison. That's what I call it. There's just so many to choose from with these indicators. It's hard to stay on top of all of them. That's why I like training you in pre-market. It's much harder for me to train you after market open when all of these people step in. Still a good play here on CCCC. I don't like the top candle wicks. It is showing weakness. You can see the sellers are working their way up to higher volume. Remember, these are volume lines, not moving averages. I like that this stock is down here in high flyers. It may continue to crawl up. Good job, Elias. The SPY is going up. We may get another short red candle here before the next run up. Good job, Elias. That's how you build your account. Just take it small. You'll get back where you need to be. Good job, Piper. You can see the volume is dying down now. We may have another rush of volume come in. We usually have, the space between them usually gets longer and then it just dies out around 9 o'clock. That's been happening every day when the market opens. Around 9 and 9:30, it gets so slow, I lose interest in the stock market. I guess that's probably good because usually I lock in my profits in pre-market. It keeps me from losing them. Of course, I rarely lose them because I don't take risk plays. As you can see, I did not make a play at market open. Seen a bunch of red come in just then. The SPY is pulling back. It's going nuts. It's really volatile, going up with the green, down with the red. Up with a green, down with a red. It's making the market upset. It's not giving us direction at all. CCCC holding this price level, which is good. I'll go ahead and mark it. I'm waiting for some to pop up in these top positions. That's what I'm waiting on. It may be over already. There's that other rush I was talking about. and it dies out. Back road, I did warn you about not hanging on. That one's on you, brother. If you get in and you're wrong, immediately get out. It's better that you cut the loss, save the money for another day. Don't hang on hoping for a recovery or you end up $200, $300, $400, $500 in the hole. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Just get out. You're playing these pullbacks, you're going to be a lot safer. Let's see if we get a bounce off of 594. We could channel between this price range for some time. I'm seeing the buyers and the sellers are equaling out here, so the run may be over for this stock as well. So I want to show you, it's a lot harder on V4 at market open, but watch what the swing indicator did. I'm going to keep going back to it so that you know. There's your entry. It has not given you an exit. The exit is going to be your judgment call. But we have a sloping upwards line with an entry way back here. We are going to bounce between these two support and resistance levels, it looks like. I mean, there is 30 cents in here, or 29 maybe, 28. Back road, we all lose every now and then. No big sweat. Brush it off, move forward, forget it ever happened. If you let emotions get to you, then it gets worse. Damage is done, put it in the past, move forward. George, I'm putting them on there manually. So we are, look, we did get that 29 cents here. Let's see if we run into resistance or we break through. I'm going to say we're going to run into resistance according to these two volume lines. So we may pull back down to 594. We may bounce around here for a while. George, in just a second, I'll show you how I got those lines. They're included in ThinkorSwim. Trying to break through 620 on CCCC. So I'm hoping you can realize, and you see on here, we wait for pullbacks. We don't try to chase these, because if you chase them and you get in, then you see this happen. So wait for this to happen and then make a decision to get in. This is where most people go wrong. They usually give up. Okay, this one's not going anywhere, and they move on to the next one where their target entry was setting up. They leave the stock behind. You can't do that. We're trending up. This is the 34 EMA. That's why I have it on here. I use it as a trend indicator for the stock I'm trading on scalping. So we're trending up. We get a slight pullback. You make your entry here for the next run up. You don't buy here, you buy down here. Nice profits on CCCC. See you later, Domingo. Have a blessed day, brother. And I would be out right here. I would call it profit and not even worry about where else it's going. Lock it in. Don't wait for a red candle. I mean, if you follow this is let's just say you got in late. You got in here at 607. Well, we went all the way up to 665. So we set a new level here. So what do? We wait on the next pullback before we try to get in. Now, we've had several pullbacks. It's starting to get more risky on these pullbacks. So how many times do you chance it? If you've already made it a couple of times, you're probably done. Because the third time sometimes doesn't work out. The first time and the second time, you're probably good to go. Chancing a third time or a fourth time, you're not. So we're waiting on a pullback to get in if this were pullback number 1 or 2. Right now, I don't know what to do with it. I should have already made mine. You should have already made yours and not worry about what the rest of the day is going to do. See you later, Don. Have a blessed one. So what protects you on these pullbacks is the sellers are taking their profit. You're not getting in, and then they start taking their profit. You're waiting on them to get through, and you see some green candles coming back in, and that's when you want to make a decision to enter or not. Not here, especially with wicks on the top. Take profit, okay, it didn't sell off, they just took profit. Then you make your decision. This was not a strong pullback. It's not as strong as this one. I like to see them pull back down to the support level and then run up. So not as many sellers currently. It is holding this price level. That's a good sign. We are still trending up according to the 34. It's not selling off. We're watching the volume, which is still good. I'm watching the top candle wick. These are sellers. We're running into resistance. Very strong stock here, CCCC. It's going to continue running. There's the spike arrows coming in. So start playing the red ones. Don't play the green ones. The red ones are your friend too when you don't lose with them. Going up a little more. That's right, picker, or add. Add on the dips. The SPY is still channeling. It's not going up or down. It's keeping everybody in suspense. Coming back down to retest 659. If we bounce off of this line, we're going to go higher. The performance of these red candles is how you plan your entry. Look down here. I see trouble. Because the pullbacks are running out of steam. Now we're back down under resistance. So how do you get these resistance lines? I'll answer that question right now while we slow down. You go to your drawing tool and go down here to drawing tools. It's this one with the dollar sign with the line under it. You click on it and it'll turn your mouse into a pencil. Then you put the level as you see me calling them out. As the stock is moving, you're adding levels, okay? Like right here. You wait for a pullback, set a level. But you wait for these red ones to stop coming down and set that support level for the bounce up. If you want a dotted line like I have, then you right-click on the line, edit properties. Right down here is your line style. You're probably set on solid. I am on dotted. And I'm at a 1% thickness, and I selected a lighter color. And then I saved it as default. And that'll keep the line on your mouse so you can mark these levels out as they are changing positions in price. So in order to get back to your mouse arrow, you're going to have to go back to your drawing tools, and here's your mouse arrow right here. You have to change it back when you're done. I just leave mine on at all times. Yeah, CCCC is probably done. That's why I said this third or fourth pullback are not really good entries. You want to catch it early when it starts moving. We're kind of dead in the market now. And it's 9:04, just as I predicted. We're gonna have trouble finding anything now to play. So let's take a look at the high flyer stocks. Here's LUMN. Let me zoom out so you get the full picture. So this is what the high flyer scan pulls out. It finds stocks like this. Let's go to the next one down in the list, which it went up to well, I got to chase it. So we got the same play out of the next stock. Let's go to number 3 here. The same play out of that stock. So you have to monitor this scan closely. You got to keep clicking on them to find the right ones. I'll just click a random one here. The same play, another random one. The same play, another random one. The same play. Does that tell you should be monitoring this scan? These are my programming. That's why I tell you we have so many good scans. I don't know what to do. How many monitors do you need? How many scans do you watch? You have to pick your favorite and go with it. Let's see what Mara's doing. So Mara had a pullback and a run up, then it consolidated and it made a bounce. So the only play here would have been this pullback right here. And if you want to see me mark it out, even though it's already happened, but this is what you would have done, that you would have seen this green candle. You would have watched these red ones. You would have marked the bottom of these red ones. And you always mark the body, not the wicks. And then you would have watched it, got in and ran it up. This was a little bit much of a pullback. Probably wouldn't have played it. I like the short ones. I really want you to learn this. This is going to save you. It's going to make you money. Don't chase green candles. Play pullbacks all day long when the market allows it. SPRC, I'm looking. I don't see it in my list anywhere. Not in unusual volume. Let's check out the gap and run stand I mentioned earlier. Let me check SPRC before we move forward. I don't want to miss any money. And you see the members that know what's going on in post stocks, they have learned. So that is a gap up, and it is halted, I believe. So gap and run, opened higher. Let's see, our open was right here. I don't have my highlight on for pre-market. So this stock gapped up at open and continued to run up. Didn't run up much, but it ran up. 8:30, gapped up at open and slowly ran up. MO, gapped up at open, pulled back, and then started running up. So this is a good scan also. George, I don't know why you're not seeing the arrows. Are you not seeing any arrows? Me too, James. I love high flyers. I'll sit here all day and watch high flyers. Gap and run is good too, but you got to give it like 5 minutes after market open. So I want to go back to unusual volume just in case something takes off. Something that I'm not monitoring. It'll be right here in the top when it takes off. I don't know what this stock's doing. It keeps coming up in STOK, but it doesn't have a lot of volume. Maybe that's why it's triggered, because it had one green candle. I don't know. George, it should not be a settings thing. Let me go to, I'll show you. Just make sure you have this, that this is checked. I don't know. let's see, V4 right here. Check this gear icon. And you're going to have 2 up arrows and 2 down arrows. So make sure they're the same color. And make sure that show plot is checked on each one of these. So the only way you shouldn't see arrows is if this plot is unchecked. Dying down now. The rest of the day is going to be a struggle. The SPY is down a little bit now. Keeping everyone in suspense. Keeping the stocks under control. Stopping the runners. That's what the SPY does. So Mara is pulling back to a level of 1697. I can mark the high of this one. Continue to watch it throughout the day, how it's performing. So we did have a good level, a good confirmation here on this resistance. Once it broke through, it became support for the next run up to resistance. Now we're pulling back down to 1697. We could bounce off of here to go back up to 1736. Or we could break right through support down to 1678. Yep, I see it, but I don't see any volume spikes on it. So usually when they pop up here, they take off. So let's see what happens. This is an entirely different play than a pullback. You have to actually learn how to play these high flyer stocks. Kind of late in the run to try to get any money out of this. It may consolidate through here. You could probably watch it for a longer period of time and play the bounces on it. Or maybe it'll have a breakthrough later. STTK. First in the list on high flyers is always the strongest. You can get a reading on it here. Sellers slacking off, buyers barely coming in. See, James, you already got a strategy set up. That's good. James figured it out already. Read his instructions at the bottom of the chat. Wait for this up arrow, this up indicator to be posted right beside the spike. If I failed to mention this indicator, I probably did. This up signifies that it had a pullback. And the next candle was green, signifying an up from that pullback. So we're probably not going to get one on STK because we haven't had a pullback. We may get one here. CCCC. Broke through 679 and still going. Always play the pullbacks, not the run-ups. I'm going to say that 1,000 times to you. Showing weakness on the volume lines. Running on up. CCCC looking good this morning. This last run was around 532, somewhere in that area. If you'd have got in anywhere here, you could have added here, freaked out here. But if you watch this trend line, this 34, you don't have to panic so hard. The pullback is your friend. We need a t-shirt like that. I'm working on them. Just got too much on the plate right now to get it going. Nice bump up on CCCC. It's not spiking, though. It's just a continual slow crawl up. Every now and then we get a small bullish signal. So this is not an entry. This is chasing green candles. I know you feel like you're missing out, but you'll be missing a lot more if you get it wrong. The SPY is headed down. CCCC is headed up. How about that? We are locked in on the profit makers. So this is where you're watching for an entry. I don't know if I would trust it this late in the game. A lot of you do. Good job, Michael. Nice holiday money. Already paid for Christmas. Already got the money back. So let's see if we get a pullback. Let's see if it happens. Let's see if this red candle stops. And let's see if we get a continuation. I don't have much faith in it since it's already did it 2 or 3 times. So these are your decisions to enter right here in this red zone. Since it's over in high flyers, remember I said little red candles. There's a spike for the next run up. Yep, the Lord blessed us right before it. How about that? Mike, I don't know if you're talking motorcycles or bicycles, but I am a motorcycle rider. I have been for years. I did a 3,500-mile ride about 2 years ago from Kemah, Texas, through every major city in Colorado and back. Spent 3 weeks on that trip, had a time of my life. I call mine my high-performance wheelchair because I converted it to a motor trike. I had 2 gold wings at one time. That's what I ride. I like quiet. I like to be able to hear the rivers flowing, the birds chirping. I like the air ride suspension, the cruise controls, the wind deflectors. Good job, Michael. It's the best thing a man can do, in my opinion. It takes your mind off of everything and brings that relaxing feeling to you. Have a good one, James L. God bless you. Thanks for showing up this morning. Of course, you're here every morning, so thanks again. So even if you would have gambled here and got in on this red candle, at least you're not in the hole. I wouldn't have done it this late. The stock has made quite a distance run. But that's just to show you how safe these pullback entries can be. See you later, Dudley. Hope I see you tomorrow. God bless you. Market's going to sleep now. I've got about 5 minutes left, so if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. I will post a link down here in the description. Be ready for Sunday's release, about 1 o'clock, of the swing indicator. Like my videos, comment on my videos, watch the old ones as well as the new ones. They all contain valuable information. See you later, Janelle. God bless you, sister. So comment on the videos. Join our Discord. That's the most valuable thing. Participate in my streams every morning. Join us over on Discord. Load these files up on your computer. Be here tomorrow morning and let's make some money together. That's my goal. So you see how I said about that pullback? You're always pretty safe if you come in after those red ones. Still going up on CCCC. Could have added on every dip on CCCC. See you later, Dippy. Have a blessed day. So I'll be signing off here in about 3 minutes. Make sure you got your charts all set up. This one will be disappearing. See you later, Skips. One last time on the pullback strategy. Let's see how it would be treating you if you had it on your computer. Let's get rid of the lines. And that's what CCC looks like on the swing. See you later, 5-star. God bless you. Thank you, Michael. Look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Don't expect a lot to happen, but it will happen if there's a stock moving. Back road bound, that's not bad at all. You spend that on lunch. Staller Pro, love you too. Love all of y'all. Thank you, Chris. Go get these files, brother. Come join us, make some money. It's a beautiful thing, back road. It's kind of like buy at the first sight of green, close your eyes. Wait for the green line to turn red. See you later, Sleek Designer. God bless you. Have a good one. About 10 seconds ago, I'm going to end this stream. I appreciate everyone who joined us this morning. Have a blessed trading day. Be careful out there. Buy red. Don't buy green. Well, buy green, but after the reds. Love each and every one of you. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.